If there's any dish that I could not recommend enough, it's the one-pot butter chicken lasagna. The most perfect way to kickstart 2026. It's warm, comforting and just delicious. What's even better, it's made in one pot. You want to start off by marinating your chicken in the seasonings listed on the screen. I use 3 pieces of chicken breast for this recipe. And in goes my all-time favourite Hungry Housewife tandoori mix. Add your garlic and ginger and then leave it to marinate for at least 2 hours. The longer it marinates, the tastier it is. Once the ghee and oil is in the pan, you want to make sure it's really hot before adding the chicken in. You want to cook this on a high flame so that the chicken doesn't dry out. Cook the chicken until it's about 95% done and transfer the chicken into a separate bowl. Then in the same pan, make sure you don't wash it. You're going to add your oil and ghee with the onions. Previous butter chicken recipe got so much love from you all, and I figured you guys would love this just as much if not more. You also want to consider, because it is a pasta dish, you don't want to over season it. The flavours should be there, but it should be slightly lighter than a curry, otherwise it can become overpowering. The key to a good butter chicken is also how long you cook your tomatoes out for. You want to make sure the oil separates and comes to the surface, and that's when you know it's ready for the next step. Otherwise the butter chicken will end up with a raw and tangy taste. I added about 300 ml of double cream before blitzing it all up with the hand blender to make it nice and smooth. You then want to add all the seasonings listed on the screen before covering it back up and starting on your lasagna prep. And for the lasagna, I use these ready-made lasagna sheets, which I cut up in strips before adding it into my butter chicken. Just in case you're wondering where they are from, they're from ASDA. Once you've given it a good stir, you then want to cover it back up for 5 minutes before adding in your water. I added approximately 1.5 cups of water, and don't worry, it might seem like a lot, but it's not. The pasta soaks it all up, or the lasagna sheets I should say. Once the lasagna sheets are well combined into the sauce, you can then add your chicken in. You can pinch the end of the lasagna sheets to check if it's cooked and ready. I then added some cheese on top and let the steam melt the cheese, with a few chilies and parsley for garnish. This went down an absolute treat and is definitely a crowd pleaser.